Hello everybody and welcome. We're looking at the A-1 Skyraider from Miltech Simulations in partnership with Blackbird Simulations. We've already done one video on this and a live stream. There were quick overviews and a nice long flight, but we're going to take a deeper dive into the aircraft on the weapons it can carry, all 15 hard points. We're going to do a full takeoff and landing. Hopefully we can land this plane very nicely. But yeah, this is going to be kind of a deeper dive, slower moving. But yeah, we're going to have fun with this aircraft. It's really well done, looks amazing. And so yeah, let's go ahead and kick this off. We have gone ahead and moved to the cockpit of the Skyraider, and as you can see, it is a very detailed cockpit, very worn out. It is showing the age and use of this plane. Now, this plane was in use, or at least manufactured in the 40s, mid 40s, and it was officially retired. Final plane was retired in the mid 80s. This plane was used for a very, very long time. Now, the fun fact about this plane also is that its replacement was the A-10 Warthog. The Warthog was designed in the 70s and came out in first flight in the, I think it was the late 70s, and it was supposed to be the replacement for this aircraft. So I thought that was pretty interesting. So I guess it kind of makes sense. A1, A10, you got to throw that 0 in there. But I mean, yeah, that's just a thought. But let's go ahead and power the bird on, and we'll go into the weapon systems. All right, go ahead and throw the battery and generator on. So right here, like I said, here's the work tray. Open it up, go to loadout up the top left corner. And here are your different weapons. You have your HVRs, which are high velocity rockets. You have 6 per wing, so you have a total of 12. You have your LAU-10 rocket pods. Each pod has 4 rockets. They're called Zuni rockets. They're 5-inch folding fin aircraft unguided rockets. Then you have your LAU-68s, which are rocket pods that have 7 rockets. They're 7 3/4-inch Hydra 70 rockets, which are lighter than your Zuni rockets. Then you have your Mark 82s. So when you look at the actual plane, it actually gives you the where they would go right here. So you have all these hard points where this bomb can go for your Mark 82s. So your Mark 82s are your 500-pound unguided free fall bombs. Then you have your SE variants of the Mark 82s, which are essentially, the difference is that they have snake eyes. They are retarding fins, which slow the fall of the bombs so that the aircraft can get out of range faster of the blast. Then you have your Mark 83 bombs, which are your 1,000-pound general purpose unguided bombs. But they also can be, these are actually still used, I believe, today, because these can be fitted with laser guided or GPS guided JDAMs, or considered to be JDAMs. But for the A1s, they were unguided. They didn't have the systems like they do now. You also have your Mark 84 bombs. These are your 2,000-pound bombs. These are the largest bombs in the Mark 80 series of the unguided bombs, and are usually used on heavily protected targets. And then you have your Mark 117s. Their normal weight are 750 pounds, but their actual weight is dependent on the fuse and the other options you can add to the actual bomb. It could go up to 820 pounds. And lastly, you have your toilet bomb, which I look at as kind of a joke. I think it was more of a joke, but it was more of a commemoration at the same time. It refers to an incident in the Vietnam War where a damaged toilet was converted into a bomb and dropped from a Navy A-1H Skyraider. This was a one-time event that happened in November of 1965 by Commander Clarence J. Stoddard. I hope I pronounced that last name right. If not, I do apologize. He was of the VA-25. This was to commemorate the dropping of the 6 millionth pound of ordnance. It was modified with a tail fin and fuse by ordnancemen and dropped over North Vietnam. The damaged toilet was salvaged from the USS Midway carrier. And then you have your guns. You have 4 20mm cannons. Each cannon can carry 200 rounds of munitions, and it ranges from high explosives to high explosive incendiary to armor piercing. In total, this aircraft, the Skyraider, can carry up to 8,000 pounds of ordnance on 15 hardpoints. This was a workhorse. This thing can carry out a mini war of its own with the ordnance it has. But yeah, that's going over the weapon system. And I mean, you can obviously click on the little bubbles here, and then you can click on the where you want them at exactly. So we're gonna put some rockets on the wings. We're gonna just fill up the entire wing on each side. And it also tells you imbalance. So it's already telling you, hey, your plane's not balanced. And then once you have everything balanced and even, then it says, hey, you're good to go. So let's go out here and look at this real fast. There you go. She's looking good. She's looking ready for war. Now, in Miltech's manual, it actually gives you a layout of, hey, these are the accepted weapons on at one time. There are points where it's not going to be acceptable, but yeah, go by that and determining what your loadout is going to be. But other than that, yeah, this plane is awesome, very detailed. I just can't get over this aircraft right now, but let's go ahead and get moving with the startup. Let's go ahead and start up the Skyraider. So we are already on battery and generator. Pitot heat's on, external power is on. Let's come over here to our magneto, turn it to both. Pull back on the throttle. We're going to turn on our oxygen supply. We're going to open the cowl flaps. Gotta have the cowl flaps open. Let's go ahead and just switch to main. Must have fuel pump on. Let's go ahead and pull the mixture up. Also, let's go ahead and turn on our water injection. Turn on the gun sight. Turn that up. We're also going to turn this up for the radar. So we're going to remove the actual gun sight there. We're going to take that off right now. Don't need it. But I believe we can start her up now. Prime it. I do about 4-second prime. 3, 2, 1. And start her. All right, she is started up and she sounds really good. So this is a 18-cylinder engine. This is a piston-driven radial, I believe it is also considered, but it has 18 cylinders, pushes about just over 2,000 horsepower. The later models of the A1 had 2,800 horsepower. The thing was ridiculously powerful. Go ahead and turn on our lights. Make sure everything's looking good. We're looking all right. So tail wheel is unlocked. Let's go ahead and do IFR standby. Or IFF. All IFF is on. But we're looking good. I think we're good to start our taxi. So we are taking off from Reno. See some Hueys off to the left. But let's go ahead and start the taxi. We're coming up to the runway right now. We're going to be taking off using runway 8. Once we get lined up, we're going to go ahead and lock the tail wheel. All right, we are stopped. Lock the tail wheel. Full power. I really hope we can do a good job with this takeoff. Oh, she's getting a little feisty on me. Well, look at that. That was probably my absolute best takeoff in a tail dragging aircraft. I'm not joking about that either. Everyone in the comment section below, let me know what you think of that takeoff. We stayed on the runway. I was happy. But we are up and away. We'll fly out, come back, land back at the same airport. Pull back on the power, pull back on the RPMs. Don't want to burn up the engine. Because I have actually, well, I have blown the engine in this thing. That was during a live stream. All right, flaps up. She flies great though. Very impressed with her. She's loaded too. She's got some bombs. She's got some, I don't think I put any ammunition into the machine guns, the 20 millimeters. But we do have weight on here. She's kind of wanting to pitch down a little bit, but not by much. Let's go ahead and start that U-turn. See if we can attempt to do a nice landing. Cowl flaps are still open. That's okay. I'll leave them open probably. There's the airport right there. I just want to come back in, see if we can manage to make a nice smooth landing. You also have this fun little item right here. You have, well, you have that, but then you're right here. You have a bobblehead. So we're going to do a low pass of the airport. Like a flyby, I guess. A very, very low flyby. Coming in right now. Pulling off a Maverick, but in a very old plane. Nice flyby of the airfield. And now we're gonna go back up, turn around, come in for a landing. But I really do recommend this aircraft. Fun plane to fly around. It's a really fun plane. Really enjoyed it. Don't drive or drive. It's a really fun plane. I don't fly a lot of piston or prop planes. I'm more of a jet person. But you know what? These old legends, you gotta bring them out every once in a while. Well, let's go ahead and start that U-turn and see if we can manage to do a decent landing. We did a good takeoff. Let's not end it on a bad note. So we're going to go ahead and turn around. What I find interesting about this plane is that it is a very, it's a very popular plane in the sense that a lot of people, I guess that it's very well known for doing cross-country flights. Of course, this plane also was very heavily like produced. I believe it was the most produced heavy bomber or heavy aircraft like this in this class. I think 18,000 units. Where are you at, airfield? There you are. There, see the airfield. All right, we're gonna go ahead and put the gears down, full flaps. We're running pretty quick. We're running almost 300 knots. We need to reduce speed pretty quick. Let's go ahead and bring her in for a nice, stable landing. From what I can tell, this does not have a reverse thrust, like reverse props to slow you down. You got to rely a lot on brakes. We're doing decent. We're doing about 100 and I would say 115 knots inbound. Pull back on the power a little bit more, tiny bit more, and we're gonna go full idle. A little bit more power. Ooh. Ooh, that bounced it a little bit. Trying now. Yep, that was a bad landing. Well, that's... I didn't want to give it too much brakes and put the nose into the ground. I mean, they say any good landing any landing you can walk away from is a good landing. There we go. That was the saying. Oh, that's right. Our lock is there. It is. All right, we had a good, I won't say that was a good landing. That was a survivable landing. I always have a tendency of bouncing the tail draggers on landing because it's just hard to gauge. But once I fly this thing more and others, I'll get better. But overall, it's not a bad plane. Really enjoy it. Went a little bit more in depth on it, on the weapon systems and I guess technique on taking off. Don't follow technique on landing. We're gonna go park this thing up and shut her down. Go back to where we were. I may actually fly out of this airport more. This airport's pretty cool. Oh, the brakes don't work well on this thing. All right, parking brakes on. Well, yeah. Hope you guys really enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like the video. Also, subscribe to the channel. There's going to be a lot more content coming out here in the near future. So, yeah. Hope to see you in the next video. Later.